Hey there, in this video, we're going to be talking about three incredible gifts for readers. Now, with that said, these are gifts that take the reader into mind, some of the challenges that the reader face, and some of the new technologies that can help them have the opportunity to read more and to do what they love, consume stories, become involved in nonfiction, study the lives of others if they like to do that. Perhaps they like history books, philosophy, books that are of a spiritual nature, books that are about technology, advertising, whatever it is that a person is interested in. They probably have tons and tons of books that they'd love to read about it, or if they're just a natural reader and they love to read just about any topic. We're going to be talking about special gifts for them that here chances are if they absolutely love reading they might already have one. And just by watching this video you probably already know that the first idea is the Amazon Kindle. If they do not, and we're going to be talking about a few others in a moment, but if they do not have, by the way, this is just an advertisement that pops up for it. But if they do not currently have an Amazon Kindle or some type of reading device, then an Amazon Kindle will be a fantastic gift. And here's why. It's not just because it's an opportunity for a reader to have access to millions of books. I mean, any reader, they're probably only going to want to read less than 100,000 or 50,000 books. They probably only have enough time to read less than 50,000 books in their most of their lifetime. But if someone loves to read, what is the point of even getting a Kindle? Because maybe they want to, they're book collectors and they like having a bookshelf, or they like the feeling of having a nice handy book in the palm of their hands, or perhaps they just want the idea of people being able to see their titles. But here's a bigger question is, what if, especially for that last part, is what if people don't necessarily want all that, but they just haven't really experienced a better alternative yet? So, aside from a book collector, someone who's maybe in their 60s, I don't know who you're buying for, but perhaps someone in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they've got a house that they plan on living in for the rest of their lives, they've been collecting books and they've got a huge library, then a special type of book would be very useful for them. But for somebody who's perhaps in their 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s or 50s, and they move around a lot, if you're in your 20s and you're just finishing college, it might be an amazing gift for them because they might be moving to a new city when they get a new job, and their first job might not keep them there. They might move to a different city after 2 to 5 years and they might take another job. And who's going to move all of the books that they collect during that time? I've had that exact experience myself when I moved from my home after school, moving to one city for my first job, and then moving to another city for another job, and then moving to another city. And along the way, I collected a bunch of books because I thought I loved books, which I do still do. I don't think I love books, I absolutely do, but or I see the tremendous value in them. And I had to give away half the books to a library because I realized that at some point I'm probably not going to stay at that place that I was when I donated the books. And they were just sitting there in a big bucket. I couldn't put them on a shelf to decorate. So, who might a Kindle be a great gift for? Somebody like that. Maybe it's a great graduation gift. It's an absolutely amazing tool. And this is the Kindle Oasis, just as an example. And this is just an advertisement. They end up there's two versions. You can buy a version with an advertisements. Obviously, it's a little bit more affordable. And you can also buy the version without advertisements. However, I do like the advertisements on here because sometimes it does give some good recommendations that I might not have found. And with that said, this is the Amazon Oasis. The big difference is a couple one of them is you have this extra section right here. As you can see, the Oasis has these buttons on the side that you can flip and turn the pages. I think it even has the, I don't use this feature. I might have turned it off right at the beginning, but it has a feature where you can read sideways, which I may or may not have used. And on top of that, because I only like to read this way, I hold it like this. And also, it has some light sensor detection for automatic detection. It's got a screen that's better for you to read on than if you were on a mobile device. Some people like to read books on a mobile device for whatever reason, but I don't think that's very good for you. So this is designed with the reader in mind, with their eyes in mind, with all of that. So you can even connect Audible to this, which is going to lead to the next big idea. So Kindle Oasis, the Kindle in general, Kindle Oasis, the Kindle Paperwhite, Kindle, I think there's another one. But with that said, I mean, in general, anybody who's moving around a lot and they have a lot of interests, they like to read a lot of different books, or maybe they like to read a lot of books on one topic, this is an absolutely amazing tool. I mean, if they're a book collector, you gotta consider whether they are a book collector and they get value just from having books on their shelves and they're not going anywhere, they're not planning on moving, this is the final house that they plan to live in. And you could tell. If you know the person, you could tell. Or if they're freshly out of a new job, or they're planning to move again soon and they're having like a special birthday party or a holiday coming up. Maybe you heard that they're planning to move in the next year or two. Then a great gift would be a Kindle, especially if you know they love to read. Now, the second best gift is, and I would say that Amazon Kindle is the number one top gift, but chances are, if someone loves to read, they already have a Kindle or they have a device that they like to read on. Or they just might love the hard physical book, but they haven't really thought about all those moments when they're reading a book that might seem controversial or that might make them feel like uncomfortable showing to the world. A book like 50 Shades of Grey, or You Are a Badass at Making Money. You know, some people don't like to show the world, and those are great books. I haven't read 50 Shades, but You're a Badass at Making Money, it's a great book. Maybe some people don't feel comfortable letting other people know about how they feel about money, that they need to improve their money thoughts or mindsets. So that can have a very valuable, having a Kindle could be very valuable because they don't need to show the world exactly what they're reading. Or maybe they like to read like cartoons and they're, in their 20s or 30s and they don't really want others around them to know that they're reading like manga or comic books. I'm not saying that anyone should ever be, bashful about what they're reading and showing with people, but some things to consider about the type of reading material that people like, and being considerate of that, the Kindle is a great option. And maybe it's someone just loves to read a bunch of steamy romance novels. You don't always bring them on a train. You don't want people to see your cover sometimes. I don't read steamy novels, but I imagine that if I did like to read steamy romance novels, I would not want people to know that I was reading them. But with that said, great, amazing device. And if they read certain types of fiction, there are always deals with a Kindle Unlimited plan on this book with the Kindle that offers tons and tons of books, and you can have up to, I think, 6 of them at a time for free, so you can read through them if they're fast readers. So you can have so many books, so many options, so much variety. If they're writers, creatives, it's amazing to have a resource like a library at your fingertips. Now, I know libraries are free, and the books on Amazon Kindle are not free. Now, Kindle Unlimited offers a limited selection of books for free or at a discount, but Kindle itself, the books are not free at a library. However, you can hold them for life, of course, or as long as the life of the Kindle goes, which I'm sure will go for many, many years. And with that said, you don't have to worry about transporting tons and tons of books. I end up giving a lot of my books away because I have my girlfriend often complains about how much space my stuff takes up. So with that said, something to think about is the amount of space you have. If you plan on moving anytime soon, if you plan on moving multiple times pretty soon, if you just know the person is ready to, make a big move or a big life transition, these things can be great opportunities to get a gift like an Amazon Kindle. So here it is again. This pops open. This automatically turns on and asks me for my password when I pop this open. And with that, so Amazon Kindle, it's absolutely amazing. Now the second best gift is going to be a quick one. Really, just any book. I mean, this is almost too obvious. Like, how do you find the right book for somebody? You think about the topics that they like. You think about the subjects that they like to read about. And then you go to a bookstore and you find like a nice, just rare book, nice little collection. They've got so many collections. Go to a rare bookstore and then, find something unique. Even if they don't read the specific book that you pick, they might like the design of the cover and they might put it on their shelf or whatever. But, picking books is pretty standard. You get joke books, you got, sense of humor books. Maybe you've got a good relationship with someone and you get a book that discreetly tells them something that you would like to know about like their relationship with you or something else like that. And then the final book, and by the way, the Kindle, I'm still holding the Kindle because this represents all books, or the idea of great gifts for readers with all that. So here is the next and final option. Not the final option, but there's many more. But here's another great option, is the Amazon Audible membership. Getting an Amazon Audible membership. And with that, the Amazon Audible membership. So what happens is that on Amazon, Audibles, like, why would you want to get a reader in Audible? Maybe they don't want to listen to their books. They want to read. They'd love to read. A person who reads is not always the same type of person that listens. But here's the thing is, from my experience, if I love a book, if I like a book, I like to buy it on Kindle, or I like to read it, see the text, but I also like to hear it from a good reader. Now, not all Audible books have great readers, but a lot of them do. A lot of them, the authors and the publishers invest a lot of money into finding the right readers for the book so that you can have a fully engaging experience. I mean, there's some books that not only have a book version, but they've got an Audible version, and they've got a movie version or a TV version or a Amazon Prime version that you can watch in video format. So that's absolutely amazing. Now, here's where it gets even deeper, is if the person that you want to buy a gift for is a reader, but they're very busy. So, they like to read, they value education, and at the same time, they're constantly commuting and they wish they had more time to read. Well, Audible is an amazing opportunity for them to be able to stay up to date with content. Or not just Audible, you can't really buy an Audible membership. You buy an Audible, you can't buy an Audible membership, but it's not a membership where it's like you're a member and then, you get access to all of it. It's more like you're a member and you get credits. And credits, they range depending on the type of membership you get. So I have a Premium Plus membership that allows me to get 2 credits a month, which means I can download from Audible 2 credits a month. It gets stored. You could save them. It's amazing. The Amazon Audible membership is absolutely amazing. They have a very generous refund policy. And of course, as you build your collection over time, as you keep those books, you start listening to them, you start to find so much more time, you gain so much more knowledge. And here's where it really comes in handy. So a lot of Audible books, they can be under the price of, so I don't know the exact price right now. So I'm just, using an example. Say an Audible, and again, this is just an example. This is solely the example of price because I don't remember the exact price. But say the average book cost $8. And on if you were to download it on Kindle or something, the average book costs like $8, just as an example. And as another example, let's say the Amazon Audible membership was able to give you credits worth $10 a piece. So you've got $10 a piece credits for $8 of books. Obviously, you would not use the $10 to buy $8 when you can just pay $8 for the book. Why would you do that, right? Especially if it took absolutely no time to do the difference. However, here's where the Audible credits really, really come in handy. I mean, for every book that's $8, there's a ton of new releases, tons of amazing books, tons of amazing stories that get released, and they're something like $12 to $15 a book. So that's where you really start to save a lot of money if you start to use the Audible membership, is that you can use the credits to buy those more expensive books, or those Audible listens for a lower price, for a credit price, as opposed to paying the full price for that book. How amazing is that? And it's a amazing, amazing. I can't repeat how much more, how valuable the Audible is. It is an amazing program for anybody who loves to read. But get this, here's where the value comes in even more for an Amazon Premium Audible membership. So Audible membership, what you get is you pay a certain amount each month and you get credits, a certain amount of credits each month. And it tells you, it says that you get 3 credits, and then if you get two credits a month, then you're getting, they're worth $10 each. That's an example. That is not the number. That's just an example. And then so the person who ends up getting the Audible might still buy other books, right? The ones that are under $10. But at the same time, here's where it really, really starts to kick in. There are a lot of online courses, online trainings. For example, Nightingale Conant, one of the biggest personal growth companies in the world, one of the most successful publishers of people like Brian Tracy, Napoleon Hill's work, Earl Nightingale. A lot of those books, Joe Vitale, a lot of those people, those brands, those, great influencers and personal growth and business people, put a lot of their courses published through Nightingale Conant. What Nightingale Conant does is they've taken basically almost like their entire library that used to be in CDs and moved them to Audible. And those types of programs are absolutely amazing. So you can have not just books that you have to read, like stories or anything like that, but if you've got somebody who could use a self-help book, or loves to read and listen to like information and about the mind, about business, about things like that, then you can find courses that are worth 4 or 5 times as much. So say like $10 is the again, total example, just disclaimer. I don't want you to look at it. I mean, actually, I think the Kindle, depending on like when you see this video, the price of an Audible credit might be around, more or more, probably more. But with that said, you've got these amazing courses on Audible now. You've got 2-hour, 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour training programs that teach people about business, that teach people about, how to make more money, how to negotiate at work, how to become a better listener, how to do all of these things. They've got these amazing programs out there right now that are like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and maybe even some books that are really, really valuable biographies that are, maybe 70 to $100. I don't find too many of those, but the point is that with the launch of these courses, and not just books, because books have to stay competitive, they got to maintain the price. But if it's a course, you can save a ton of money by using Audible to buy those courses instead of just buying books. Instead of just spending, trying to spend the $10 valued credit, and again, totally a number that is not the actual number, but you can start to multiply and start to buy much higher value courses and programs. Now, I still buy mostly books with those credits, and I might just save a couple dollars or a couple cents here and there. But where it really comes in handy is if you want to if you do a lot of online courses and online training, you like to constantly keep positive ideas in your head, or the person that you're buying for wants to keep positive ideas, then an Audible membership is an amazing way to go. They've got a couple different versions. One of them, is 1 credit. Another one is 2. They might even have another one that, and some of these memberships allow you to get discounts on other books, and it also allows you to have discounts on if you buy extra credits. So anybody who loves to read a lot, Amazon Kindle plus an Audible membership is absolutely a big way to go. Plus, or if you just want to get them a single book. But for the price of a single book, you can probably get a decent, at least a 1-month membership to Amazon Audible. And with that said, just one final thing. If they already have this, if you know that somebody already has a Kindle, and they've already got Kindle Unlimited, and you can't figure out what type of book to get them, or you don't feel like the book is an expensive enough gift for whatever reason, and you want to get them something a little bit nicer, and you know they already have an Audible membership and they're already doing something like that. Here is an idea. So how do people listen to Audible? They typically listen through headphones. Now, here's the beauty of this is if someone's listening to Audible, they're also probably the same type of person that wants to find time to read but can't. They're either driving and commuting, or they're at the gym, or they're traveling for work, or they just have a tough time to find that they can actually carry their books around and sit down and read, but they can find times when their mind doesn't need to be, well, if you're driving, your mind definitely needs to be fully engaged, but you can also listen to ideas and thoughts. So with that said, I mean, if they're a commuter or if they're a traveler or someone like that, or they love to work out and they've listened to so much music and they've listened to so many songs over and over, and they can only do that for so much, then check out some headphones. These are my Jabra headphones. They're Bluetooth. Pop them open. They connect via Bluetooth. You take these, just goes right into your ear, and they recharge in this little device. And all I need to do if I ever want to charge them is just put them in. They're constantly charging if they're not in my ear, which means I have basically 100% power almost anytime I need to use this. Only every once in a while, maybe like once a week, I need to charge this little pebble case type thing right here. So this is a great option. A pair of different type of headphones could be an option as well. But just thinking about the type of person you're buying for, the type of person you're getting a gift for. If they're readers, they love to read, and sometimes they just can't find the time to read, but they would love to. Imagine them having a tremendous amount of education and knowledge right in the palm of their hands, in their pocket. If that is an idea that appeals to someone that you are potentially buying a book for, then this is an amazing Kindle is an amazing gift. Just a random, very specific book is an amazing gift. They've already got Audible books, and they've mentioned like how they have so many that they don't even know what to do with or whatever. Then consider getting them some headphones, because maybe it's as simple as them just not having the motivation to listen to them. They don't have the right headphones for being on the move. Maybe they've got the wired headphones that constantly fall out and they love to walk or run, so they don't listen to it while they're walking or running. Or maybe they're at the gym and they don't like carrying, having the wired headphones constantly hanging from their ears or whatever. But this is an amazing the Audible is such an amazing tool that allows people to not just listen to fiction or nonfiction books, not just to listen to like personal growth books, but they can listen to entire courses that can help them in just about any field that they want. Help them improve in business, career, relationships, finances. They can use it as a memory course. There's memory courses on Audible. There are speaking courses on Audible. There's just so much out there, and it's amazing. So check those out. And with that said, even consider some headphones. This might be a great option for readers. It might sound like an alternative, but it really thinks deeper into what a reader reads, because what a reader wants or needs, because they probably already have a Kindle, but they might still want something else that just helps them. This is a nice gift for anybody anyways, and a pair of headphones are nice gifts for anybody. So whether they're a reader or not, they probably will appreciate this. And with that said, thank you for watching this video. Hope it helps you find the right gift for whoever it is, or the reader that you're shopping for, and have a wonderful day.